When I worked as a barista in a coffee shop years ago, one of the easiest drinks to make was a chai latte. That's because we didn't have to worry about pulling a perfect espresso shot. All you had to do was steam the milk and then add some concentrate from a box that we had sitting on the counter. That box could sit on the counter without being refrigerated for weeks because it had so much sugar in it. Luckily, I figured out a way to make a chai latte at home that tastes just as delicious as the coffee shop version. And my recipe doesn't call for any refined sugar. Here's what you'll need to make it: your favorite milk, a box of plain black tea bags, pure maple syrup for sweetness, and a few pantry spices like ground cinnamon, ginger, cardamom, and cloves. To get started, boil some water and place 2 black tea bags in a measuring cup. I like to prepare 2 servings at a time, but you can cut this recipe in half if you need to. Pour 1 cup of boiling water over these tea bags and let them steep for a few minutes while you work on your chai latte mix. In a small saucepan, combine 1½ cups of milk, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, a ½ teaspoon of ground ginger, and an 1/8 teaspoon each of cardamom and ground cloves. Transfer this to the stovetop over medium-high heat. Then use a whisk to stir the spices into the milk as it starts to warm up. As soon as you see the milk start to bubble around the edges of the pan like this, turn off the heat. Now that the tea has had a chance to steep for a few minutes, remove the tea bags and pour the brewed tea into the saucepan with the milk and spices. For sweetness, add 3 tablespoons of maple syrup. Give that a stir and carefully taste it to make sure you're happy with the flavor and the temperature. You can let it simmer a few minutes longer if you'd like it to be warmer. And if you want it to be spicier, you can add another pinch of cloves or ginger. Once you're happy with the flavor, you're going to want to strain out some of those extra spices. I'm going to arrange a fine mesh strainer like this over my silicone measuring cup, because this is going to make it easier to serve the chai latte into individual mugs. I've learned over the years that I'm not great at pouring directly from my saucepan, so this is going to help me avoid a mess. This homemade chai latte tastes so delicious, I can't imagine getting a better one at a coffee shop. Plus, this is way cheaper to make at home. Now, this step is optional, but I'm going to add a little foamed milk on top to make it look like it came from a coffee shop. Add a little cinnamon and it's ready to serve. If you don't plan on using both servings right away, you can store the leftovers in an airtight container in the fridge. This will separate overnight, but you can shake it the next day to make it look creamy again. This can be reheated or served over ice for a chilled version. And if you enjoy this recipe, be sure to check out my other videos here for more healthier ideas.